Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 32 of FTB Infinity Evolved Skyblock mode. Today we're going to explore the Thaumcraft Dungeon Dimension, whatever it's called, I don't remember its name. It has a fancy, spooky name, but I don't remember what it is. The Outerlands. So, we set up this portal last episode, it took basically the entire episode, and now we can walk through it, and... Oh, wait, give me that back. It transports us to the Outerlands. So this is a maze-like dimension, and there's two rooms we are ultimately looking for. There is a room that holds a key, and a room that has like a boss in it. By defeating the boss, we can acquire the Primordial Pearl. Oopsies. The Primordial Pearl, which is used in various crafting recipes. So, let's just get started. Now, there's two ways to do, well, there's a couple ways to do the maze. The obvious one is to go through the maze and, you know, bark your dead ends and yada, yada, yada. I can't do that because that's way too much work. So, I'm going to cheat. Set up a translocation plate here. Hit it with a wrench. Oopsies. If you right-click it with a wrench, yeah. I want it in up mode. And I wanted to teleport me, yeah, all 16 blocks. Now, so I'm doing this to try to escape the maze. The naive way of trying to escape the maze runs into these, like, nothing tiles, and they hurt a lot if you touch them. They're basically designed to keep you from leaving the maze. However, if you teleport enough blocks at once, haha, we've done it. Apparently this here leads to nothing. Well, here is, that's weird. Is this no, this is just a room that has, never mind. There's some interesting blocks in here that can be harvested, like these, lift runes. They give these knowledge fragments, which can be used to unlock more research. Like, you can use this to pick up a random research note, but I've already cheated and done all my research. So anyways, this is, I guess, a nice cutaway of what the maze looks like. There's the interior, and then there's the thing that damages you to keep you from going outside, a layer of bedrock, and then you're in the void. Alright, wow, there's a lot of chunks that just straight up degenerate. At least I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. I wonder if the fact that I teleported out of the maze has anything to do with it. So, I'm trying to figure out, there used to be a way to identify which rooms were, like, had stuff in them. So, I mean, I guess the best I can do is just guess. I can set up another translocation plate up here, set it to down mode. Oopsies, passed it. And then if I step on it, it teleports me underneath the building. Alright, hold on, let's make it teleport me a little bit less. And it teleports me into the room. Clearly, I didn't want to be in this room. So I'm gonna take my charge porter, go back to the overworld. I'm gonna get a few more of those teleportation plates while I'm here. Once again, I'm back above the maze. I think my strategy will be to... I know the key room is one of these large rooms, so I'm just gonna check each of these in turn. So... hop into here. This is not the room I was looking for. Got my balance card though. Ow. And then... ow. Get me out of here. And then I'll just go on to the next one. And eventually I'm bound to find it. This takes a little bit... this is gonna take a lot longer than I expected it to, but this will still be much easier than actually doing the maze. The maze is quite a pain. I try to go around the perimeter of the maze to find anything of value, and I think this larger than usual room is the boss room. I don't actually know what happens if we go in here before we find the key. Let's find out. What's the worst that could happen, right? So I'll set this to not teleport me past the room, and we're in. So yeah, normally you're not allowed in because this gateway keeps you out. And I guess that is still the case. until it looks like until you like unlock that door, the boss room is just a room. So let's get out of here. We still have to continue to look for the key then. But hey, at least we found the boss room for later. Found it. So this room here contains a tablet in the middle, which is what we're after. Oh, you just pick it up. Haha. Anyways, then we can teleport once again up above the area. I was actually starting to get concerned that maybe the tablet was in one of the areas that didn't generate for whatever reason. But no, we're good. Apparently mobs should spawn on that. Anyways, then we head towards the boss room. And we have to be outside of the room, so let's put another teleporter here. I did have to even go restock on translocation plates because I used them all up. This might be too close. Put it down here. Set you to down mode again. I wish you could cycle backwards, but shift click picks it up. Hey, die, spiders. I like having the AoE on the sword. Very convenient. Anyways, take your rune tablet. I guess you can scan it. Would not advise refining this for its aspects. Put it in the ancient locking mechanism. Pretty cool animation happens. The door opens, and now there's actually stuff in this room. I think you have to kill Volthram the Armored. Ooh, does he hurt? Is he gonna like die? I can't tell how many hearts I have. Is enraged by my powerful blows. Not supposed to hit him that hard. Does this fight have mechanics? Am I supposed to like? Oh no, that works. I think if you do more than a certain amount of damage per shot, it deals extra damage back. It shouldn't be that hard of a fight, right? There we go. Mission complete. I hope that's not my last heart I'm about to lose. If I die here, I will be very sad. Standing on the ground apparently zaps you. Don't do that. But we got rewarded with a primordial pearl. What does this wither last? Alright, wither's gone. I guess breaking these probably... Will you stop zapping me? The boss is dead already. Also, I heal really slowly. Well, whatever. We've got what we're after. We were after the primordial pearl. Nothing else here is tremendously interesting. Can I leave through these? I can't, right? I can harvest these urns for whatever they may contain. Rings, etc. Alright, anyways, let's get out of this place. Don't need anything more. So, port her back. What's in the loot bag? Nothing I care about. Now that we have this primordial pearl, though, we can duplicate it. We can make the advanced alchemical construct. I'll definitely be doing stuff with that. None of these recipes actually consume the pearl either. So it's just once you have one, it doesn't even have durability like it does in future versions of Minecraft. I guess it's really just the advanced alchemical construct. That's like a useful tool, I guess, kind of. Bunch of other... Oh, you need 4 pearls. Well, I guess that's why there's a duplication recipe. Alright, whatever. I'm just glad to be out of that stupid maze. It took me like over half an hour to find the room. I expected it to be like a 1-minute endeavor. In and out. With that expedition behind us, let's put away the junk and look at the real reward. The Eldritch Guardian in a soul vial. If we make a spawner for this, build a powered spawner, we can use this to automatically produce both those eyes and void seeds, because I think both these Eldritch eyes, these things, and the void seeds that make them are a relatively rare drop from Eldritch Guardians. As usual, shove the mob into a broken spawner. Then combine the broken spawner with the powered spawner, and now we have an Eldritch Guardian spawner. let's go build a little containment cage for him over here in our mob spawning area and start spawning them in. Then I need another spike too. So here's a spike that has really looting 3 is the only thing I care for. I guess Reaper is nice too. These guys are a fair bit easier to farm than wisps because the wisps can fly and thus need a roof. These guys cannot, thus they don't need a roof. And already we see, nope, never mind, no void seeds in there. But as they die, they produce various drops. Let's set up a collector for them first, but most of these drops will be useless, unfortunately. These guys drop 2 types of ethereal essence, Examinus and Alienus. They're not particularly useful. They get mob souls because of the enchantment I have on the spike, and Eldritch Eyes. I was thinking that they dropped void seeds as well, but there must be a different mob that drops void seeds. I'll have to figure out which mob exactly that is because I want those farmed. But let's just go ahead and store all these items either on this door system or... yeah, we can just add them to these drawers. The void seeds don't stack very well because... or rather, the Eldritch Eyes don't stack very well because they only stack to 1. But we also don't need a tremendous number of them. Turns out my old man memory isn't as good as I thought it was. You need the Crimson Cultists. So this Crimson Cleric counts to... well, you need to farm them to get Void Seeds. I personally find it easier to farm Void Seeds than to craft them because they take like 17 different aspects to make. Although crafting them is perfectly viable as well. In the little bit of time I've been farming these guys, I've gotten 11 Eldritch Eyes, and I think I only ever need 2 more to beat the pack. And I don't even know if the Eldritch Blood Orb is a required component to beat the pack. So I think what I'm just going to do now is swap out one spawner for the other. So, thanks for your help, spawner. You are dismissed, and we'll replace you with this spawner. So this uses 1500 arithmetic, spawns these clerics. These guys are a bit more annoying to spawn because they drop all this armor. It's basically useless. The gold coins, I mean, they're also basically useless. They're technically gold. They can be used in place of gold nuggets, I think, but they cannot directly be crafted into gold ingots. I don't know, I'll give them a slot on the door, I guess. Can't hurt, right? And almost immediately we see that we are getting void seeds. This is what I'm really after. To throw away all the equipment junk, I'm going to use an advanced item filter and a trash can on durability bar shown. I think that's probably the best one to use. And repairable is also an option. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. Durability bar shown. So by putting that there, only items that have a durability bar will go into the trash can, and that should cause all of this stuff to get voided. Alright, so now we have an automated source of void seeds, and then turning void seeds into actual void metal ingots is trivial because all it takes is like 6 metallum or something. And metallum is one of the easiest aspects to get because, well, everything that's metallic has it. So we can just toss them in here. Could you not? Could you not? I almost want to close my portal just so I don't have to deal with this anymore. I don't have a range weapon on me anymore. The reason I need a significant amount of void metal, by the way, is because it's used 1 each in awakened cores. So I want to start working on getting awakened cores. So, to that end, let's move on from Thumbcraft for a little bit. I know I got that primordial pearl and haven't used it. It's just going to sit around for a little while. Next up, of the awakened core stuff, we can already make bedrockium, right? That's just made from Mox nuclear fuel. Iridium is just iridium. And we just made void metal. So, let's make Terra steel. I don't think the recipe shows up in JEI, but it's the same way you've always made Terra steel. We have to make the terrestrial amalgamation plate, or agglomeration? I forget. Those 2 words are like the same, and they agglomerate together in my head. But we have to make that and then throw the stuffs on it. Yeah, it's a agglomeration plate. Anyways, we should just be able to make it. I think we have everything it takes. Voila. And then in addition to this, we need a little bit of lapis and living something. Stone, right? Make this checkerboard pattern with living rock and lapis. Put this down, and now we can start making Terra steel. However, to actually transfer mana, we probably want sparks. Let's craft a few of those. I believe you are allowed to use mana spreaders for it, but it'll take literally forever to transfer enough mana to make Terra steel with mana spreaders. Now, it takes about half a mana pool per piece of Terra steel, so we're also going to have to improve our mana production, but for now what we have will suffice. Alright, so put sparks on top of each mana thingy, and then each mana pool. And then if we get one piece of mana steel, one mana diamond, and one mana pearl, it'd just be a matter of dropping those on to the terrestrial amalgamation plate and letting the mana agglomerate. The crafting speed gets higher too as you add more mana pools. Each spark connection can transfer mana at a fixed rate, so by just having more mana pools with sparks, we can make Terra steel faster. Now that I have this, and I guess that's all we really need to do in the immediate term to make awakened cores. But let's take a second and improve our mana generation. Right now, it probably takes about half an hour, no, probably more than that, maybe an hour to fill each of these mana pools. And we only have, enough mana on hand to make 4 pieces of Terra steel at any point. That's not going to cut it. Those of you that have watched my series before know how much I love using the cake flower as late game Botania mana generation. It's extremely fast and all you need to power it is cake. But I'm going to do one better this pack. We're still going to use the cake flower. However, we're not even going to power it with cake. We're going to power it with water. How, you might ask? Well, there's this nice little thing called elemental fire imbued with air. So, it turns, it turns everything into a desert. That is almost like a dessert. Hint. Good enough, right? So mostly what it does is it transmutes blocks into their desert form. So like sand probably becomes, or dirt becomes sand. I assume stone becomes sandstone. But there's a very interesting trait about this. It turns water into cakes. You want to be slightly careful when using these imbued fires from Thaumatic Tinkerer. At least some of them can cause world-destroying runaway reactions. I think this one is relatively safe though. So, that did not do what I wanted it to do. Let's try that again. So if I light this on fire, it doesn't look like it affects blocks, except perhaps ones directly around it. Let's see if I... Oh, and it even goes out. This is less good than I was expecting. Does that work? Wait, why is it not turning it into cake? I was promised cake! Oh wait, there it goes. There's a cake. So I guess it just takes it a little while. I'm gonna play around with this stuff a bit more and see if I can figure out how exactly... There, it just clearly burned out. And I was hoping I wouldn't ever have to replace it. Also, I still hear fire. Maybe it comes back by itself? Ah. So it looks like the fire not being there is a purely visual bug. The fire will continue to respawn as needed. It just doesn't appear to be there. So all I need is a system that will automatically keep these 8 water source blocks filled up. Now, if you can guarantee that you eat the cake fast enough, stupid warp effects, you don't actually have to do anything to keep the water filled up. Like, you can literally just eat the cake, but eventually our mana pools will fill up, and then we'll have to refill the water. So I'm thinking I'll just put fluid formation planes along the entire bottom side. For the life of me, can I get these extra cells fluid formation planes to work? Why am I blind? Bombcraft, could you let me play the game, please? Now that I can see again. I've tried various things, but right now I have a fluid interface with fluid in it, so I should try to store the fluid. It's connected to all these formation planes. I've tried both filtered and unfiltered, and they just won't place the water source blocks. So, might be some time to try something a bit more vanilla. Well, this isn't gonna work. I was thinking that the fire would only affect cake, like would only transmute water to cake that was right next to it, but this piece of cake seems to refute that. There's no like mana trash can, is there? I guess I could just come up with a way to arbitrarily spend mana if the pool is full. Here's the final design I came up with. So, I'm going to use a Buildcraft floodgate to keep this area supplied with water, combined with the fact that water spreads naturally. So, this block will reform by itself, this block will reform by itself. But if ever we get in a state where the source blocks are not reforming, the floodgate will fill it in for us. The entire perimeter is surrounded by fire. It's both invisible and harmless to us, but as you can see, it's clearly working. And now all we have to do is make the flowers to actually eat it. And I'll put the flowers probably a couple layers above the water here. One thing I'm slightly concerned about is I did notice that if I take, let's actually just try. If I take all the water away, I have a sponge on a stick somewhere. If I take all the water away, sometimes it seems like the fire burns out if it has nothing to transmute. Yeah, that just happened. Now when the floodgate puts the water back, the fire is still gone though. So I guess I need to make sure there's always some block that it can transmute. Seems workable. I discovered that I'm approaching the problem all wrong. Instead of always trying to have transmutable blocks around, I can just use a mana void to void mana. If you put one of those under a mana pool, then the mana pool will just void excess mana. Basically, it becomes like a void joy, right? Void at full behavior. So, with that in mind, I think we're ready to build the mana generators. So, this will be the water setup. Now we just see the actual flowers themselves. I haven't actually looked at how hard they are to make in this pack. Well, they definitely require trip to or trading with the elves, and tier 3 runes, which require demonic slates, but we can make demonic slates now. Alright, let's start by setting up our elven portal then. No one said it would be easy to trade with the elves, huh? The elven gateway core requires not just Terra steel, but soul of the world. So this is quite a kettle recipe. I think we have all the ingredients for it, at least, or maybe we can get them, like tongue of dog. I think we have to kill the, I forget what exactly they're called. They spawn in the nether. But this is a lot of steps. Holy. I should be able to kill this hellhound and get some tongue of dog. And upset everything else in the process because I have the AoE attacks. Well, I got a tongue of dog. I'm gonna get, oh no, there's a second one. I'm gonna get like 5 or 6. Oh looky, we got a dog head too. Alright, that'll do. Next up on our journey to the core, in breadstone soup we need drop of luck, which is like, I think this is a crafting step that perhaps requires the most altar power. So I think I have everything here except Refine Evil and Mutandis Extremis. This one's easy. Mutandis plus Wart. And I have some of this left over. Perfect. So the only problematic thing about this craft is that it takes a little while because the cauldron is slow, but I don't need a lot of it. While that crafts, I'm also starting the process of refining some evil. Apparently that's diamond vapor and gas tears in a distillery. And we get 1 each. Here's all the ingredients to make the drop of luck. However, if my memory serves me right, it takes a little bit over 5,000 altar power to make, and right now we're only at 1,500, or rather 4,500. So I put some more stuff around the altar, and you see there's more like grass around and all grass. I'm going to see about boosting this a little bit higher. I think if I replace the Wither Skeleton Skull with a Player Skull, we can get a slightly higher rate still. However, in order to get a Player Skull, I mean, I'm the only player on this server. So I'm going to have to sacrifice myself. And the easiest way to do that is to have Natanus Activator, give it my sword, and stand in front of it. And take my armor off. Alright, give me my own head, please. There we go. I was about to say, feels like I should be doing more damage than that. Uh-oh. I might have done a bit too much damage to myself. The Sword of the Wyvern might not be the optimal choice for this. Let's swap that out for our Cleaver that has 30% chance to behead. And every time I've died so far, I've also disconnected. So looks like that's happening again. Every time I disconnect, Creeper Host also tries harder to sell me a server. So don't buy a server from them. Anyone that has to advertise this way is not worth, just my opinion. Anyways, head please. Hey, look, we got a head. Perfect. Now I can stop dying. The altar has 4,500, and that didn't go up. Well, that's a disappointment. What did I die for? Oh, no, it did go up. Never mind. I just can't have both heads at the same time, I guess. There we go. So now we're over the magic 5,000 number. I don't actually know if it's exactly 5,000. That was our goal, but we should have enough to make this recipe now. So let's grab all our ingredients and drop them into the cauldron here. Why didn't some of this go in? I think the order you put it in actually might matter, because it's not accepting my Mutandis or Refined Evil right now. Let's try starting over. I think you can use wood ash to clear it out and start over. Is that how it works? Yeah. Oh, does it give you your stuff back? No, it doesn't. Oh, it wasn't in the wrong order. I just had the wrong item. I had, instead of Tear of the Goddess, I had Gas Tears. How do I make this? Breath of the Goddess and Lapis. Okay, fine. Dang it, how do I make this? Cooked birch. I don't have birch saplings. I think each time I disconnected, my mouse sensitivity went up. Now it's like I move my mouse a tiny bit, and it just, I can't control my cursor anymore. This is very difficult. There we go. Let's try this again using the right ingredients. So, Mandrake Root, Netherwort, Tear of the Goddess, Refined Evil, Mutandis Extreme. Mandrake Root, Wort, Tear, Refined Evil, Mutandis Extremis. Alright, here we go. Oh no, why aren't you going in? What did I do this time? Hello? Witch's Cauldron. I'm using the right crafting interface. Witchery? Why you do this to me? Spent about 10 minutes trying to figure out what I did wrong. I even crafted that in-game documentation book. It says the same items. This does tell us the altar power cost is 5,000, and we're not doing a ritual. So I know it's exactly 5,000. Our altar confirmed more than 5,000 power. It's definitely in range because we've done crafts that require altar power before. Let's just, I cleared our cauldron out. Let's start over in case, I don't know, I accidentally threw something else in. Oh, wait, it accepted all my items this time. It's still bubbling the same color though, right? Green. What does green mean? I know different colors have different meaning. Is my altar being drained? No. Come on, game. Give me a hint here. What's happening? The only possible conclusion I can come to is that my cauldron does not have enough altar power. To fix that, I can generate more altar power, or I can draw ritual circles around the cauldron to reduce the amount of altar power it requires. In fact, I think I'm going to move my cauldron a little bit to somewhere that has a bit more room, because the circles take a little bit of space. But if you throw quick lime into your cauldron, you can start over. Just empties it out for sure. Anyways, but if we're gonna move it, I didn't have to do. Ritual circles have to be drawn in one of these chalk types. I think the infernal chalk makes it reduce the cost the most. So it's made with ritual chalk, so I guess we start by crafting some of that. Into the cauldron goes, let's see, it's ritual chalk. I just want to get the order right. Another ward, blaze powder, ritual chalk. And then it does its thing. Yeah, so when it works, like these particles are supposed to come off. I don't know. I can only guess it's because I was short on altar power. I don't know. Anyways, this produces this infernal chalk, and then we have to draw this pattern around the altar, or around the cauldron. The exact pattern is documented in here, somewhere. Maybe. Here it is. So it's a row at radius 2 and another one at radius 4. And they're not both required, but if you use them both, you get further altar power cost reduction. This extremely high mouse sensitivity is making it very difficult to turn my camera without overshooting. Alright, well, let's try again. Why do I have 3 tiers of the... I don't even know anymore. Alright, good news. It accepted all my ingredients, and it's doing the spinamajiggy. So I assume that means it's working. This should produce a red... Ow! Right, when you use red chalk, it also has an increased chance to give you negative effects when you craft. So this actually gives us drop of luck. But I think that's used to make redstone soup. Right? Is that how this works? Yeah. I'm going to make a couple of these. Now what's wrong? I was able to produce 2 successfully. I suspect it's because maybe our altar is too low on power. I'm gonna see if the altar is able to like start this process once it recharges. And I guess oh wait, there it goes. Yeah. So I guess I had to wait until the altar reached like 3600-ish power, and it could begin. Ow. Fire. All right. Where did the final product go? Don't tell me I fell back into the cauldron. There's my 3rd drop of luck. Oh my god, did it get struck by the lightning and destroyed? I hate everything about you, Witchery. You're worse than Industrial Craft. I'm gonna stand directly above the Witch's Cauldron this time, so I grab it as it comes out, so it can't be destroyed by that stupid, oh my gosh, my cursor, lightning strike. Nope, just kidding, the lightning got another one. So out of like 6 crafting attempts, I managed to succeed 3 times. This is a worst crafting mechanic in the game. Anyways, now I need a kettle to brew this into redstone soup. The kettle is kind of like the Witch's Cauldron. It needs to be heated by a fire. You need to fill it with water, except it doesn't actually accept water being piped in. It does connect to automation, it just doesn't actually accept water that way. Apparently a bucket doesn't even empty when you use it on it. But anyways, you throw that on, and I think eventually the water boils. Probably, maybe. Or not, I guess. Let's just start tossing stuff in. I'm going to toss in the drop of luck last because that's kind of unpleasant to make. But you throw stuff in, it changes colors. Color of the particle tells you something about what's going on. But I think when the particles are white, it means it's good. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to bottle it now or wait for it to do something. Let's bottle it. So you hit it with, yeah, there we go. You hit it with a glass bottle, and we got our redstone soup. I'm gonna, with this first one, I'm actually going to take the chalice we have off our altar, craft it with it, and fill it. So we get a filled chalice. That should give us more altar power, and maybe more recharge rate, but yeah, now we have 6,700 and something ultra power. All right, and then I'm just gonna craft 2 more of these redstone soups. Following the same steps in the kettle, I can toss these new ingredients in. Should double check to make sure that's the right type of regen potion. 2-minute regen, yeah. Golden apple and that redstone soup. White particles are good, and we can make 2 Soul of the World. I think the only thing you ever use it for is the Elven Gateway core, though, so at least it's done. Alright, hopefully we never have to touch witchery again. We're almost there. All that's left is to make a primal charm, so that is crafted here on the arcane crafting table. And I just made 2 demonic slates, so I should be able to make one of these just fine. Plenty of aspects to go around. Alright. Well, give me 1 Elven Gateway core. Hey, and we get an achievement as well. However, I think that's all the time we have for today, so we'll pick up... I have the flux flu, and apparently I barfed all over the floor. A block on me. Clean that up. Jeez. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today. So we'll pick up from here tomorrow. I need to recover from the aneurysm that witchery has given me, and we'll work our way towards improved mana generation. I guess that's where this all started. In any event, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.